Welcome back, everybody, to Coach's Corner East here at the Galleon Pizza Hut. I am your host, Mike Sparks, on this Wednesday, August 10th, and it's time to tee off with both the boys and girls golf teams from Colonel Crawford High School. Before we start, our show is brought to you in part by Terry Gribble and Associates at your Galleon Community Center YMCA, Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service, 222 West Mary Street, Bucyrus, Rod Steicher and Associates here at the Pizza Hut, both here in Galleon and Bucyrus, host of our show since 1992, and Luann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing and Signs, the official foam board t-shirt provider, Route 309 across from the Marion Depot. And as I mentioned, we have golf in from Colonel Crawford High School, representative of both the ladies and the guys team, and we're going to start things off with the gals team. And Ronnie Hallberg is here with us, as well as Nate Hill, the boys coach. And Coach Hallberg, thank you so much for coming out, and I appreciate it. And it's just building what you've built. Continue to build, continue to have success, and that's fantastic. Taking a look at last year, 12-0 in the Northern 10, and 8 champs with 36 points. You defeated Upper Sandusky in the Northern 10 tournament, 374 to 402. Overall, pretty pleased with last year, considering where you went?
Yeah, we definitely could not even imagine that going the way it did last year. So we knew we were going to be strong last year, but to go as far as we did and to shoot as low as we did was really a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
During the season, at what point did you think to yourself, I got something pretty special here?
I knew you were going to ask me a question like that, and I meant to review all of our scores to see when that actually hit. But it seemed like we came out of the start, out of the gate right away, shooting team scores that I had never seen before with a program as new as what we had. So it pretty early, I was kind of like, I think we have something special here, and we started throwing around the idea of winning sectionals, making it out to districts as a state or as a team, and then we thought we had a chance at state, and to see that come to fruition it was pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Sophomore Lucy Myers, junior Sophie Beck, senior Katie Reynolds, all first team N10. It's nice to have gals get accolades for sure. Senior Chelsea Dobbin-Speck and Katie Hannah, second team N10. Sophomore Ayla Mckibben, honorable mention. And you were the Northern 10 Coach of the Year, and I'm sure you would have given that away just for a better place at state, right? You would and sacrifice that, but it has to be fulfilling to some extent.
It is, and it's one of those things you try to be humble about it, and I feel like I always try to do that for the girls, but they take a lot of pride in that. And just that, not just how well they did, but just as the team as a whole. And, I've preached that since our second year, it's about the team, you can't ever just rely on just one person. And so feeling that depth of the team and how important that is. And for them to say, hey, coach, you're a big part of that too. So it's awesome to celebrate that now with them too.
And that's an interesting concept, because when I think of golf, it's more of an individual sport. Yes, you're all trying to get the lowest score possible so that the results are going to get the team a win. But it's so interesting, unlike basketball, which Coach Hill's certainly familiar with, and a successful program with Coach Sheldon, and football, we just got done talking to Galleon volleyball. Those are definitely, you got to rely on your teammate, and you do to an extent here, but it's really individualistic. Is that hard to get that concept through to the kids, or they kind of figured it out now?
Well, it's something I've really used as a tool in the last couple of years, because I was telling the girls literally yesterday that golf is a roller coaster when you're just learning. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. And you just have to always hope and trust that your teammates are, if you're happy to have one of those, I'm not playing my best, have trust and faith in your teammate that they are going to help, get your score back to where it needs to be so that we do win as a team also. They have their individual goals, and that's great, but they also, they know what we can do as a team.
Yeah, so. Very good. You won the D2 sectionals, 4th in the district, and finished 12th out of 12 at state on the OSU grade course of plus 212. Let alone that had to be just a great experience.
Oh, it's so eye-opening, and to play with girls that are playing at the level once you get up there and see that, and on a course like that, it was those 2 days are incomparable to anything I've ever had, as a high school athlete myself or as a coach, through all my experience. It was what an opportunity for them.
Yeah, very good. And this year, how many girls 9 through 12 in the program?
I have 9 again total.
Okay.
Couple of new faces this year. Sophie and Haley are my lone seniors, a ton of juniors, and then I have one sophomore.
Okay, very good.
So,
no freshmen coming in.
No, so if anybody's out there interested.
It's not too late, even though matches have started. Right.
Right.
Yeah, very good. And what do you see overall as kind of the team strengths?
Again, I think one of their big team strengths is just their camaraderie and their support of each other. Yes, they're vying for certain spots on the team, but at the end of the day, they want each other to shoot the lowest because we've now seen a couple years in a row what that can do for us. So I think our biggest strength is that I don't think any one girl is out for herself.
Yeah.
So and we have some pretty awesome experience coming in, like you said. I have not just 3 returning letter winners, but they're also they have those league honors. So they have been great leaders so far this year.
Yeah, very good. And from a competition standpoint in the Northern 10, I suspect Winford's going to be right there with you. They have a really nice team, really some nice shooters. Anybody else in the Northern 10 that really poses a lot of stiff competition to get in the way of your 4th peat?
We haven't really seen much of everyone yet. I know some teams are trying to rebuild. It's just we're still battling that girls golf in the N10 is still fairly new.
Sure.
And trying to get that interest up. We lost Mohawk this year, which is unfortunate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we have one less team, but we've done between Dave and Jake, we've done a good job of putting some new teams in there, getting us some tournaments. As far as the N10, who knows what can happen when you have a lot of inexperience, because I saw what happened to us when we first started, so something crazy could happen.
Yeah, for sure. Very good. Well, best of luck to you. We'll come back and talk to Coach Hill here in just a moment. I'm going to switch it up. Different than what I said I'm going to do, but I can do that because I host the show. So we're brought to you in part by Don Barn Associates at Galleon Building Loan Bank, Matt Studer at Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Kia, 1 mile east of the Richland Mall, and Mark Osborne Associates at E-Crane International, serving worldwide markets from the Galleon Industrial Park. Nate Hill, the guys coach at Colonel Crawford, and thank you for coming out tonight and kind of sharing the spotlight, so to speak. How many years coaching now for you at Crawford from the golf standpoint? If you have to think that
this is probably 12 or 13. I did 4 in year 2000 and took a bunch off, and then I'm coming back from 2014 on.
Good.
Right around there.
Good. 2 and 5 last year in the Northern 10 for 6 points, 6th place in the N10 tournament. Senior Caleb Chrisman, junior Brennan Hamilton, Northern 10 honorable mention. You lose 5 seniors from last year's team. That's going to be tough to replace.
Yeah.
Talk about kind of who you have back and who you're looking to kind of lean on for this year. How many numbers in your team?
We have 5 players this year.
Okay.
We have no freshmen out right now, so we have to try and do that, get some more kids out there, and hopefully when school starts, I'll be back teaching in Crawford, so hopefully I can recruit a little bit better this year. Mm-hmm. And I was not in the school last couple of years. Mm-hmm. But Brennan Hamilton last year missed district, qualifying by 1 shot. So we're going to try and lean on him. Jake Swisher here has done some recruiting and got some of his buddies out. So we have Nick Eaches is a new player for us this year. Mm-hmm. And Nick stepped up. He's been doing well for us. And then we have Seth Wireball's returner, Jacob Swisher's a returner, and Silas is a returner.
Okay, good. And have you just seen kind of that progress from 1 year, from last year to this year already in early matches?
We're sort of up and down, hit and miss. We've had some good holes, we've had some bad holes, and some of the scores aren't where we want to be yet. But hopefully, golf is tough because August 1st is first practice, and August 4th we play our first tournament. Mm-hmm. And we played Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, practice tomorrow, Friday.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have right in there. If you hit a tough spot, it's sort of hard to rebound from that. But we haven't played any conference matches yet, so we're sort of saving our best for our conference.
Sure. And speaking of the conference, who looks to be the strong team?
Winford's going to be tough this year. They've got 4 or 5, 6 good players. They've got 6 kids who can, shoot consistently under 45. I think Brock Montgomery is going to be the best kid from Upper Sandusky. He's a special player. Mohawk's got a kid named Margaroff, and he can really shoot in the low. He can shoot in the 70s. Winford's top 2 players can shoot down there, but I think Brock is going to be the best in our league.
Sure.
You know, the McMullen boys from Gallion are really special too.
Right.
And there's some good in the Keller boy. Gallion's probably going to be the best team around our area. They won Monday's Bucyrus invite with like a 319, I believe.
Wow.
And then Winford shot, I think, 340-ish, and that was the best NTN team.
Okay.
So, Gallion's a really solid team, and then Winford's the best in our league right now after 2 tournaments I've seen.
Very good. Take a break here. We'll talk to the kids. Our show is brought to you in part by Stephen Chuck Keller at Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, Uptown Gallion Crestline. Dr. Thomas M. Britton, Clubview Vision Center next to the golf course, appropriately, in Bucyrus, as well as Joe Clyman Associates at the Gallion office of First Federal Bank of Ohio. And going around the table, first up on the girls' team, Sophie Beck is a senior, and welcome to the show. And I pop in to see you every once in a while at Center Street Meet, so you're working there as well. And so you're always busy, right?
Yeah.
Always something going on with you. Early on, your last year, how's it gone for you?
It's gone very well. Not as low as I want it to be, but I think today with our match, I am hoping to stay pretty steady where I'm at right now. So.
Okay, all right, very good. And what would be kind of that target area that you really want to get to from a score standpoint?
Lower 40s, mid 40s is good, but I want to stay probably below 45 or below.
Where have you improved from last year to now?
Like shot wise?
Well, I'm just saying, your driving, your short game, your putting, what's improved the most?
I would say my mid shots, not necessarily my driver, but my irons. I've learned the yardage and how far they can go and when the best place to use them is.
Okay, very good. Enjoy your senior season. Great opportunity to do some very special things, just like last year, and hopefully place higher in state. That'd be a great thing. Appreciate you coming. Haley Hillman is a senior as well, and I appreciate you coming out. What year are you, or how many years have you been golfing, excuse me?
This is going to be my second.
This will be your second?
Yep.
Wow. So great experience last year.
Yeah.
And did you ever think it was going to be that way? I mean, did you say, wow?
I mean, I was a junior playing JV, and no juniors playing JV are always like ecstatic, but like looking at my scores compared to other schools, like any other school, I would have been on varsity, but it's just that we had such a good team.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing how far they went.
Yeah. So now you're ready as a senior to seize the moment and be a part of that. Early on, how has your game been? Have you been happy with it? Or?
I've been a little disappointed with it. It's more of like I'm battling my own head and mind game pretty much. Like I'll get down and I can't seem to get back up. But the other girls that I'm golfing with seem to help me a lot. But other than that, I mean, I just like to get down a few more strokes from where I'm at.
What would your target be?
Probably mid to lower 50s.
Okay, good for you. Enjoy it. Enjoy your senior year, and hopefully you can do something very, very special. Lucy Myers is a junior. You've been around for a while and back at it for another year, and great accolades last year. Talk about a little bit how that state experience was for you.
It's definitely humbling. I think playing with one-mans from other teams was just such a great experience, and I think this summer I put myself in more of those high-pressure situations to kind of prepare for this year, hopefully, and just get more relaxed when I get to that point. Because it was very stressful last year, and I think my body was like all tense, so hopefully it'll be more relaxed this year. Yeah,
for sure, and I gotta believe, and no disrespect to any courses around here, because we do have great courses, but when you saw that Scarlet course, you're probably thinking, ooh, this is a little different. They take care of this a little bit better, don't they? Yeah. Did it play faster than you thought it would, or kind of like you thought it would?
Definitely longer. We had the chance to see Gallion at state a few years back, so I did know a little bit of the layout, but definitely playing it was definitely different than playing around here. So
I can imagine. So what's the goal for you this year?
Definitely just get more consistent. I know last year I threw in a few rounds that were a lot higher than my average showed, so I think just getting those rounds to be lower and just really working on consistency.
Very good. Enjoy the year. Have fun. Hit them long. Hit them straight, right? That's what you say in golf. So I wish you the best of luck, and I appreciate you coming out. Finally, junior Ayla Mckibben is here, and welcome back. And another season is upon. Did the summer go quick for you?
Extremely.
Really quick, yeah. And you certainly, we talked about August 1st being the official start, but did you hit a lot? Did you play a lot of rounds during the summer?
As much as I could when I wasn't busy with fair or vacation and all that, but as much as I could, I was out at the range or playing with coach or other teammates.
Do you feel pretty good right now? I know the season's really early, but physically, mentally, do you feel like you're in a good spot?
Yeah, I think I need to get past some mind things when I hit a bad shot, just moving past it so that I can finish the round with good holes. You can't just have one bad hole and not play good the rest of the rounds.
Yeah, I think if I played golf a long time ago, not well at all, but I would have this Happy Gilmore mindset and throw my club in the lake or something like that if I hit a bad shot or beat up Bob Barker or whatever. But not that you can do that. But how do you kind of get over those times where, wow, really botched that one? I got to turn myself around.
Well, my short game is kind of what keeps me in my mindset because I feel like I'm really good at putting and chipping. So ending with like a good one putt or something always brings my mind back around so I can start fresh when we do.
Yeah, good, very good. Enjoy this special year. Go for your 4th in a row, and that'll be something really special. Thanks for coming. On the boys' side, Silas Hero is a sophomore, and thank you for coming out. It's your second year. Did you golf last year, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Good experience for you?
I mean, I thought it was pretty good. It just gave me better perspective on how golf works because before that, I just played scrambles with my grandpa. I didn't really know much about the clubs or anything like that. So I think last year was a good experience, and this year I'm coming back with a fresh mindset. So
Can be a humbling game, can't it?
Oh yeah.
So as a freshman, what was the biggest thing you learned that you can take into this year and say, I've been there, done that, I'm overcome that?
Probably just not letting people get to you. Because especially with me, a lot of my issue was I didn't have enough confidence in myself. And I looked at others to build me up, and I realized nobody wants to do that.
Right.
So I've been trying to work on building up my own confidence in myself and not allowing my own mind to play tricks on me at all.
Sure, absolutely. And what would be kind of that target score that you would be looking at?
I'm looking at low 60s because right now my game is somewhere in the 70s. So
okay.
I got a little ways to bring my score in.
Yeah, well, that's a work in process, and that's a good attitude to have. So wish you the best of luck. Thank you for coming. And finally, it is junior Jacob Swisher, and welcome to the show tonight. And early rounds, how have they gone for you?
Not the best.
Not the best yet.
How I've been planning.
Not the way you wanted to get out of the gate. So how do you turn that around?
Just practice. Tomorrow we're gonna have a match, so we have some practice. I'll go out to the range, and then my teammates will try to play a round of golf and just try to work on the things that I haven't been doing as well.
And what have those areas been? Has it been the drive? Has it been the short? Has it been the approach?
Usually the approach. I'll just hit a good drive, and then I just can't get there. Once I get on the green, I'll putt fine, but getting there is
It's the laying up and getting there.
Yeah.
What does Coach talk to you about? Say, maybe you could try this, do this. What are some things that he suggests to you?
Well, just a few days, once we started practice, he switched up my grip a little bit.
We've been working on that a little bit. He struggled with his grip change. So tomorrow we're going to revisit that, and he can hit some really good shots on the range, and he'll hit 2 or 3 really good shots, and then a little bit more consistent. So he's still working on his grip and some fundamentals like that. So that's what we're going to touch on tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to go in with an open mind because you want to improve, right? You want to have lower scores because you want to help your team. Do you like all your teammates? You get along pretty well with all your teammates?
We all get along great.
That's good.
That's one thing that I think we have over some of the other teams. Even if we don't have the scores, I think we all just get along really well. Good for him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's important because, the likelihood you're going to make the PGA Tour is probably slim. Not the deflating thing, but the friendships that you make and the things that you do. And, you can pick up with some of these guys somewhere down the line and just play around the golf on the weekend and kind of reunite, and that's the beauty of that sport for sure. It's something you can take with you. Well, best of luck to you. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. So far, good results on the girls' side. Still working on your side, but you got a lot of the season left. I'm just going to ask you real quick. The season seems to go by so quick because you start so early, way before school. Do you like it that way, or Coach Hallberg, does it not matter to you?
Well, after doing this for a couple of years now, you kind of learn that our preseason doesn't our season doesn't actually start on August 1st because if the first time you're really practicing and seeing your kids and working with your kids on August 1st, you get, like Coach Hill was saying, you get 3 days and bam, you're in your first.
Right.
So like my girls have committed pretty well during the summer, and we do a lot, and so. Do I wish I had more time to laser focus them before our first match? Of course, but we have to deal with weather, and that's what it all comes down to. Like we can't finish it at night, we can't finish in the cold, and so we just we're
sort of limited with the time we get on the golf course.
Sure,
and so before school is good because you can play during the day because. We don't have Friday night matches. We don't have Saturdays. Not many Saturdays. Maybe the girls have a couple, but it's hard to get Saturday matches. And, a lot of leagues, like, we can't play. Really, it's hard for us to play on Tuesday and Thursday nights at Valley View because they have leagues on both sides.
Sure.
And so when you have the boys and girls teams from Crawford, the boys and girls team from Galleon, and then other things like that, it's tough to find times around here. And if you think about Bucyrus, they've got Winford boys, Winford girls, Bucyrus boys right there. It's so a lot of the courses are pretty tied up and booked up with leagues and whatnot.
Makes sense.
Space to play.
Never thought of it that way.
And then another thing is there's no lights on the golf course.
That's right. That's right.
Unless, WQAL wants to sponsor we can have some night matches.
Yeah, right. Yeah, play with the neon balls and all that other good stuff. So, well, coaches and players, thanks for coming out tonight. You've had such great success. I wish you the best of luck this year. Hit them straight, hit them long, and have a very successful season.
Thank you very much, Mike.
You bet.
Thanks for having us.
Take a break, and it's going to come back with the Crestline volleyball team right after this timeout.